superimpose the image of the map.
Yes.
And the person is just standing in front of a green wall.
Yeah.
And if you can do, like, if you do a course and you project the PowerPoint,
Mm-hmm.
and you are talking with the PowerPoint, you know? So
Yes.
you interact with the
Mhm.
PowerPoint. I think that's to make the courses more interesting.
So they would use something like what's the name of the software? It's like Jing or ones when they can be building the PowerPoint and they're talking.
Yeah.
As you were talking about.
I think there's some new PowerPoint-like way, which seems very interesting to do. Not PowerPoint, another program.
There must be, and I think.
Yeah.
Things have to be more interesting. When I do these courses for software, they'll come down and they'll have their PowerPoint presentations, and it's the same old thing.
The problem with PowerPoint is the following: that the rate by which you can transmit data is much higher than the student can absorb the data. You can sort of condense the data into small packages.
Normally, the big problem is that you normally try to feed more information than you have time. So if you give, how many hours course do you give? 2 hours?
No, I give around 40 hours courses.
Yeah, but not in one.
No, 2 hours. 2 hours,
2 hours
at the most, and then they have
yeah.
2 more hours. That's why it's important to make some more.
But
elaborate-
normally in 2 hours you don't. You want to give X amount of material in 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
But there's no guarantee that the students will understand.
Yeah, and the thing is that
or absorb.
the student wants information, and I want to form the student. This is my conflict. I don't want to give them just A, B, C, D. I want to give them how it functions. And this is very difficult.
Sure.
With the student material that we have right now.
But what is wrong? The students, or is it the way?
No, I think it is the basic training of the student. They are already in the primary school, and they have been taught that they should absorb the information, and they should not learn how to use the information. Pedagogic, yes.
Yes. One of the courses, vad heter det? I don't remember the course at the university, but they had to have majored in engineering, but they also had, fan jag står och trycker där. Filmar du honom?
Ja, visst.
Ja, jävlar.
Surra på bara.
Ja, men jag tänkte på, vad heter det, de var tvungna att ha pedagogisk utbildning också.
Ja.
För annars så sa de så här, en bra lärare, oberoende vilket ämne, han måste ha pedagogisk utbildning också.
Ja.
För att du ska kunna framföra en god idé.
Ja, men alltså det är där jag ser problemet alltså.
Att de inte har det?
Att de har för mycket pedagogik liksom.
Du tror det?
Jag tror att det finns en gräns för när pedagogiken tar över.
Ja,
men jag tror att det är viktigt att ha en bas. Man kan ju inte prata grekiska när alla andra pratar tyska.
Ja, men om du är matematisk professor eller kemiprofessor och du har en pedagogisk bakgrund också, det är inte lättare att framföra det.
Självklart.
Ja, det är det.
Jag tror det är som as Marvin does, he knows how to. We have to structure the knowledge.
Fibrosis cystica.
Yeah.
Which is
in the lungs.
In the lungs. We made a course. This is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I and my brother. I contracted a doctor. He made the storyboard of a course that lasted 2 hours, 2-hour course. And the public was the salespeople at Roche, together with the administrative employees in the marketing side. So what we did is I contracted a designer that could design, but we had no software at that time. So what he did is he he drew everything and put color. We took a camera and I made the pictures. So to show certain movements, we would make several images, and we would make the system when we would show it on the screen. There would be a quick sequence, so we would show what happens with the cell.
Yeah. This is. I think it's more. It's better than this kind of streamlined stuff.
And that we did that, and then I contracted a person that was very good in had a good voice, which wouldn't make people tired and that they would end up wanting to sleep. So what we did is that, so I contracted this guy, and we put it all together. And a matter of fact, the purchasing department, which was there also, came up to us afterwards and said, even I understood what this is all about.
Yeah, this is excellent.
And that is good. And I say that many times we do too much, and it becomes difficult to transmit.
Yeah. Everyone wants to hide their own incompetence.
Yes.
Isn't it like this?
But you have
Okay, Marvin, let's see your presentation of the Immunapp project.
First off, let me ask you this. Email registration.
Yes.
What's the purpose of collecting the emails?
Just to have no one can enter without.
Ses imorgon.
Okay, Klaus.
Thanks, Mark.
It's just.
See you tomorrow.
See you.
You guys are going out to the.
Yeah. Klaus will come tomorrow.
I'll come tomorrow.
Okay.
But you have to see the dogs.
Yeah, that's the rest of my family.
Yeah.
All right.
They are like me, underdogs.
Yeah.
All right.
No, the reason for the email registration is just to have a track of those who enter into the site. I mean.
Okay, because what I'm thinking about is this here.
No, maybe not. Okay.
Here, for content in general, from any of the modules, any of the courses,
Yeah.
if you have it open to the public, just general, they can just view. They
Okay.
can just see any general information that you have listed, not course content, but just anything that you have here.
Okay, so I changed my idea to have a voluntary email registration if they want to have feedback.
Well, because what you could do is you could normally
The problem is the forum.
that's why you can have it separated where
for
only
the forum
you can have a
needs,
login,
yes, this
right?
or a registration.
Yes.
Yeah.
That way you can monitor
Yeah.
comments and
Yeah.
block users that create
Yeah.
something improper. Okay, but we can deal with that later. That's not so difficult because your form will actually behind the scenes is a separate module anyway, and so you just create a login based on that. Okay. Okay. So we'll call it Immunapp
Yes.
as the overview. So the overview of the Immunapp. We're going to have various modules that can be defined by the particular professor.
Yes.
Right. So whether it's medical, chemical, bio, veterinary, or immunology.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, from the top, we'll have access from a link from USP,
Yes.
EDUBR, and then there will be a general access if someone finds it in the search engine.
Exactly.
Or if they just know immunoapp.info, for example.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll be able to come in here and only access the content.
Yeah.
Right. The forum, they'll of course have to do an email registration.
Yes.
Okay. Then, for each particular module, there'll be a professor access.
Yes.
Right? There'll be an access for perhaps multiple professors, maybe for an assistant.
Yes.
Right? So that
No, I think it should be one administrator, and all the other professors goes. I mean, if there are many professors involved in that particular course, that it should be. It's like any site. It has one administrator.
Okay.
Who sort of decide what should enter and what should not enter.
Okay. But now, based on that, would the professor always have time to go here and do the update?
No, I mean that's it. That I'm giving a course for medical students, and I am the responsible.
Right.
Then everything goes via me.
Right.
If I, for instance, invite my wife to give a lecture,
Right.
and she wants to put material on the site, then it goes via me.
Exactly. I mean,
But if we have another one which is in chemistry, I mean it doesn't have go. Then it's another module.
exactly. Each module will have its professor as the admin.
Yes.
Right? Okay, but now, when I say, for example, just like with a general website, you'll have an account and there's an administrator.
Yeah.
But then others can have access, maybe not the same authority as the administrator. Because this is I'm thinking from your standpoint.
Yeah.
Are you always going to?
I mean, they have access, but they cannot modify it.
Okay, but do you always
It's like when you enter into the Windows, they have users.
Exactly.
So it would be the same system that there are people who can make the configuration according to what they want to do.
Right.
But they cannot add or so. For instance, if they want to put on another cloud or something like that, it would not be possible without the administrator.
Yeah. Generally, you're gonna probably need somebody to administer the whole thing.
Yeah.
Granting access for.
Yeah, but I think
modules.
this is a discussion
Exactly.
later
Later
on.
on.
I think
For each particular module, think about yourself.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you have time, or do you foresee yourself not having time to upload certain content and maybe have to delegate it?
I mean, I could give this to anyone, to some of my students, for instance.
Okay.
I see no problem with
But
it.
then they
But
would
this
be-
is the decision by the responsible for
Exactly.
the course.
Right, and that's where the person, that's why I foresee having to have some other levels of access to be able to input content. Because for example, you're the administrator of this. You don't want to give your password away. Why? Because then it's compromised in the sense of if that person shares with someone else.
Yeah.
So we need to create a second lower level admin maybe for your assistant.
Yes.
So that's what I meant.
So one more level then in that case.
Yeah, what we can do is we can design a system where you can build as many as you want, right?
Okay.
Right?
You are authorized. It's like when you enter a door with the digits.
Mm-hmm.
You enter, but you have to leave a trace.
Exactly.
Who entered? This would be the.
And as soon as they leave, for example,
Yeah.
you have an assistant student for a semester.
Yeah.
When they leave, then you delete the account.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because you might just have a heavy workload and there's a video you need uploaded.
Yeah.
Right? And that student has been helping you with things. Hey, he has a login ID. And then any changes that are made, if there's some problem, we can always look back to what changes did that ID make.
Exactly. Okay.
So, here, the professor has top level administration, but we'll design it with multiple access for being able to input content.
Yeah.
Okay? There'll be the general information area, but this professor content will only be able to be accessed by the students. So it'll be a time secured access for the students. And with each particular module, we can create a chat phase.
Yeah.
Right? So then the students that are in this particular module can chat with one another about course content. Okay.
The question is, this would then be the general outline.
Yeah.
And the important stuff is that what I feel a little bit with the STOA is that it's very complicated to make the design.
Okay.
So, for instance, it's important that within the Immunapp, I mean, there's calendars and this kind of simple stuff.
Actually, what you could do is, like with a lot of databases, a lot of tools nowadays, they have drag and drop modules.
Yes.
Right? So you're starting off with your general module and you drag in a calendar.
Yeah.
Put that in here, calendar.
Well, they can put in the
video,
sort of,
right?
when there should be the tests and stuff.
Yeah. So you can have in each module could have various modules, right? So when each component could have various modules. A video module, lectures, education material, calendar, right? Contact information,
So when we see this and we imagine that this would be accessible through their mobile device. This would be the mobile device.
Well, it would be created so that
exactly.
yeah.
So for instance, to access via the mobile device, they don't need to download everything. I mean, they can select. They say they have their mobile device, and they say, I want to download this video on the last class that the professor gave.
Okay.
We discussed this during the coffee.
Okay.
Do they need to? I mean, I missed last lecture because I was sick. Can I recapitulate it on my mobile device and study it at home?
Yeah. Well, nowadays, the beautiful thing about technology nowadays is you can have your video module, and most smartphone devices, mobile devices can stream video anyway now, so that the video could be hosted on YouTube.
Okay.
And
so we put it on YouTube, the video. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can do that. And then there's even a mode in YouTube that allows only the person that has the link access to view the video.
These are my.
And that'll be very key.
Beauty. This is the cloud.
Yeah. That'll be very key.
Yeah.
So then it's the video that only can be accessed by someone that comes to that page.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
This will be beautiful.
Yeah, that's the way to do that.
Yeah.
So, so but the person with their cell phone or with their iPad, they can be watching that very video.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the problem will only be their connection. Is the connection wherever they're at, Wi-Fi or at home, is it fast enough for them to stream video? So.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I like it because what I see is that it's something that can be packaged and offered to other universities.
Yeah.
So just depending on the people who finance, whether they want to say, hey, we want to keep it for ourselves.
And how the question comes here: how would one be able to protect this? So then the buyer will say like this: shit, this I just tell my students to do, and they do it in 5 seconds. What would be the thing that say that they have to buy it from us, or they have to get it from us?
Well, I mean, there's a market out there because someone's creating software. Again, like I told you, about $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, and there's many colleges and many universities out there, and no one else has created yet. So, everybody has a limited amount of time.
Okay. So I mean, the next question is the following: so the big deal would be of course, the quality of the content. This is important.
Right.
And we have to choose whether we would like to put on already accessible material, textbook and so forth, or if we develop our own material. And there comes something very important, which is the copyright.
Right.
Because if we put in our films, our videos, our production, this will be our intellectual property.
Okay.
So this would be then the advantage. We cannot. The structure is sort of a common structure, but what we have to be preoccupied with is the quality of the material and the. So I think this is what we should aim for. And this will. I mean, otherwise I don't know how to do it.
And you're talking about protecting the videos?
The videos is no problem, I think, because we have the keyword to the YouTube site and so forth.
Yeah. But you're talking about if it's some idea, a scientific idea that a professor has?
No, for instance, I mean, if we make this one, and we say, this is the system that we should use, we want to sell this to you. And then they say like this: we don't need to buy it because we can make it ourselves.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean,
that's pain in the ass.
That possibility is out there with a lot of things. Yeah. But do they have the time?
Exactly, and do they have the professionalism?
Yeah. Right.
And as I said before, I mean, there's a lot of amateurs in this company, and what will happen is that there will be a lot of bugs, and there will be a lot of problem with the programming and I think there will be a lot of compatibility problems with. So I think we have a deal.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because see, you think about it like this too. In life, so what if someone comes along and creates another version?
Yeah.
But you're always going to come up with different ideas,
Yeah.
new ideas, right? So it's not about being a locked chest to
Yeah.
keep and hoard something in. Afraid that's one problem Brazil has. Brazilians
Yeah.
have this problem of they're afraid of sharing any knowledge
Exactly.
because somebody else might steal my idea.
Yeah.
What, you never have another idea? Guess what? The universe always gives us idea.
Yeah.
We have the creative imagination
Yeah.
because that's where we were created,
Yeah.
right? So you create your product and then you think of it from your standpoint. If someone really needed it, why didn't they create it before?
Exactly.
If they really knew how to do it, why didn't
Yeah.
they do it before?
Exactly, and this is the good thing is that this is not anything which is linked to a very rigid structure like
Right.
like the story.
You want to have it flexible, so it
Yeah.
has a foundation,
Mm.
right? But you want to keep it flexible,
Mm.
right? And always come up with maybe new modules. For example, are you familiar with augmented reality? Augmented reality? Do you know about this?
No.
Augmented reality is 3D video where you can now, you've probably seen QR codes,
Mm. I have this in my.
right?
Yeah.
You have a application where you can
Yes.
scan the QR code.
Yeah, it also makes QR.
Makes QR codes,
Yeah.
right? So now you can take a QR code, right? And you
Yeah.
can scan it, and for example, you want to see an image of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
When you scan it on your device, you'll see the Eiffel Tower by scanning that QR code. So
Okay.
you could actually begin to create maybe augmented reality content in connection with your site or something. I mean, there's all kind of ways. Always keep reaching for the next level.
Yeah.
Technology will
And
always
this we have to tell anyone. This I cut from the film.
Okay.
It's like it's like the antibiotics. I mean, they make all the antibiotics that you can do, and then when they sort of they put it on the market, the first one, and then when it runs out, sort of everyone is now all the bacteria are resistant to this. But they put in antibiotic too.
Ah, okay.
So this is sort of the old economical strategy.
Mhm.
When the market is saturated, you find a new market.
Yes. You're always looking down the road for what's coming next, and so you keep your base code flexible,
Okay.
where you can input various different types of content.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
So we got a little bit to work out as
Yeah.
far as accessing and stuff, but the general idea is there,
Fantastic. This is what we are going to sell.